I'm sick and tired of your crap. Do you understand me? Get out of these house. I don't want you in this house. I don't want you anymore.
I was a preacher's kid. Everything looked great. Behind closed doors, it was different.
When my father was drinking, he was violent. And he chose to drink his life away and wasn't a part of my life. My mom put me down and she said I wasn't smart enough and I wasn't gonna make it. She just walked out and abandoned me.
And he was very critical of me, and I felt like the way that my father treated me was how God viewed me.
I wish I was loved. I wish my mom would care for me. That love led to a lot of hurt and pain, and abandonment became a huge part of my life.
I saw him choke my mom at the telephone cord. 2 weeks later, my mom told me that he hung himself. Thought it was my fault.
I would purposely just not eat just because I just felt it made me feel better because I had control over it.
I started smoking marijuana and I started drinking and partying.
I got really sick. I was losing my hair. I was just really malnourished. And the first thing that came to my mind was to harm myself by cutting. I just thought it would just relieve the pain.
I was in the mental hospital 3 times. I didn't know who I was.
I was a waste. I was garbage.
I ended up pregnant, so I had an abortion.
And I just thought that it would be easier for everyone if I just took my life.
And so I tried to kill myself.
You know, I spent the first 8 years of my career life working for the government, and the first 5 years of that I spent working in a juvenile correctional facility for girls ages 14 to 18. And those young girls would go back to the same environment they came from, and we began to hear of girls dying from drug overdoses, girls getting killed in street gang fights. Many of those young women passed the age of 18 and ended up going to the women's prison because they never got the help they needed. And God showed me 3 things. He said, I want you to start a program where the girls come because they genuinely want help. And I want you to take them in free of charge because most of the girls that come could not get the help they needed if they had to pay. Secondly, God showed me I want you to give 10% of what comes into your ministry to other ministries. And the third thing God showed me is I don't want you to take any state or government funding or any other money that has strings on it, because without the freedom to share Christ, the lives will not change.
I got down on my knees. My specific words are, God, there has to be some place that I can go for free and get help. And 2 weeks later, I get this Joyce Meyer magazine and I open it up and it's a picture of Nancy Alcorn. I was high and I went on the website and I got my application.
When a young girl walks through the doors of Mercy Ministries, it doesn't matter whether it's eating disorders, drug addiction, cutting, an unplanned pregnancy, a young girl who's been rescued from sex trafficking, whatever the problem is, Jesus is the answer, and He is able to heal and restore and give a new beginning to every single one of those young women who choose life.
If I didn't go to Mercy, I wouldn't be here. For Mercy, I'd be dead.
Even at my worst moments, they chose to love me back to the Lord. Mercy showed me that there was hope for me and I wasn't just a hopeless case, because I'm not a case and that I'm a child of God.
We're teaching them about life skills. We're teaching them about budgeting and finance. We have an education director for those girls who have not finished their schooling. We put role models in front of them: good marriage, good home, good family. We are transforming lives here at Mercy because we have the freedom to share Christ.
Learning all the tools that I learned at Mercy, and I apply them every day in my life. God's just really rocking my world.
I am now engaged to the most wonderful man ever. It's so far beyond anything that I could ever thought that I would ever have in my life. Words cannot describe.
We've got to have more help because we're getting more and more calls. And in order for us to be able to help them, we have to have help from you.
Mercy, Mercy saved my life, for sure.